Well, I mean, I see consistency, just like he's getting better each and every day, and he's a smart, conscientious person. He's got obviously he's gained a lot of experience just playing from the beginning, and that's what we've kind of hoped for our young players by the end of the season, that they'll be able to contribute and help us. And obviously, in his case, he's already started a couple of game and he's played a lot.
How do you sort of manage the logistics of that, where Randolph's not out the whole game, so you still got to keep him involved, and just in terms of reps and things like that, how do you manage?
Yeah, he's just. I mean, you talking about now or?
Yeah, going into Saturday.
No, we're just practicing just like we would normally have him, and he's getting the same amount of reps. He's going with the twos, but there's nothing much different other than obviously him not being able to play.
Cam told me that he's going to try to take on a little bit more of a leadership role, both this week and moving forward. Have you seen that out of him back there in the secondary?
I've seen it throughout the whole year, really. To be honest with you, he's really he's done a tremendous job. He's always has, as far as being a guy that's setting the example, but he's become more vocal and more demanding on the players and of himself also. He's owned up a lot of the things that he hasn't done well. It's gotten a lot better.
Is that rare for a sophomore, or?
Again, I don't think it's rare for him. I think in more and more the type of players that we're recruiting at this level, you've got champions and guys that want to win, and you can see that from our recruiting class that we brought in here. A lot of them have won state championships and some kind of championships, whether it's track or. And it's kind of spreading. You can feel it, and highly competitive group, and it's made us a lot better.
Randolph's not the only way you're shorthanded back there. Who has to step up for Mike Williams?
I think that the whole group has to. Again, each and every week we've got a tough challenge of always trying to defend a really good quarterback like we have this week with Matty Mock, and really good running backs. And a slew of receivers that, with some experience and some youth, that they've done a really nice job. Anytime you're playing an offense that is spread and run the ball is really good and also can throw it, and you've got a guy who's dynamic and playing quarterback, it becomes a stressful situation, and we just got to do a good job of preparing and understanding that this game we're going to be successful on Saturday because of how we play on defense. From a standpoint of playing with great leverage, tackling well, getting into third long situations so we can get off the field.
Thanks.
What is it that makes Mark so dynamic, do you think?
I think his athleticism. I think he, like a lot of good quarterbacks, he's got a great command of the offense now, being in his second year in it. He hurt us last year scrambling around and being very creative when things weren't there. We got to be conscious of being aware of him possibly coming out of the pocket and putting our eyes on our men. And we talk about plastering receivers, basically just locking up, and because he will throw it and he will run too. And he's proven that he's made some really big time plays by throwing the ball down the field when he's broken the pocket.
Yeah, Coach Stripper was talking about how he's a guy that he'll extend the play and extend the play and extend the play. He'll be running out of bounds, and then he'll still throw the ball back in play. What kind of problem does that pose for the defensive
It's a big
back?
problem, and again, you have to do a really good job of being disciplined. It starts up front as far as trying to contain him, and where you get him to feel a little uncomfortable, and get him to throw the ball sooner than he wants to, and then obviously if he breaks the pocket, we got to do a good job in the perimeter of staying with our the receivers and tight ends and whoever it might be, and not coming out of coverage, because he'll scramble, and then also become a great creator in throwing the ball down the field. And he's proven that. Just this last ball game against A&M, he made tremendous throws, and when he broke the pocket.
Really, from purely a football standpoint, when you talk about taking a middle linebacker potentially out of the equation and a safety who's been such a great communicator, in terms of pre-snap alignment communication, how many challenges does that put on the defense to get lined up?
Well, it doesn't really matter who's in there. It's going to always be a challenge because, again, it's Our linebackers and our safeties are the guys that are making the calls and the checks anyways. And we've been training guys, and we look at it as another great opportunity for somebody to step up and produce and get an opportunity. It's basically the next man up, and that's how we've treated it this way this week.
Since I guess Butch went ahead and said it's TK who's going to step in there for Brian, and he said it again on Monday. What have you seen from TK recently in terms of his development and progression?
Oh, he's been really good. He's been, again, he's improved each and every week, and he's a smart player that's athletic and can run and is physical, and he's more confident in our system. You can see it each and every day. You could see that because he makes all the calls now, and before he was hesitant in making the calls. He's become more vocal. So that's always a good sign, especially when you have somebody that's got to make calls.
In terms of having Ladero next to him too, back there, a guy who's played the game a while, been here for 3 years, been a starter basically throughout his career, how much does that help?
It helps. Obviously, it helps from the standpoint of confidence. But they've played together all year too. That's the great thing is that Todd going into his 11th ball game, he's played in every game, and he's gained a lot of experience. He's made some big time plays when he's been in there in some big time games. So. And again, he's getting more command of our defense, so he's doing a good job.
How many guys do you have in the mix for that third corner spot?